Hello and welcome to Game Over. Several points need to be discussed today on the show. The most important being there's a huge clamor in the Indian media that why isn't the Indian team playing county matches leading into the England series, because India was deemed unprepared going into that one-off test match against New Zealand. The point is, this is a COVID-infested world. It is not an easy world. There are several problems. And as on date, the news point is India will not be able to play any quality county side before the first test match. Rather, what is slotted at this point is they will play two practice games of 4 days each in Durham, intra-squad games, like they did ahead of the WTC final. They are carrying a jumbo squad, 25 members. They will play two intra-squad games of 4 days each in Durham before they move to Nottingham. That is what the plan is. Why? There are three reasons for this. Number one, England's national team is already playing their white ball series against Sri Lanka, following which they have another series. Even the England Lions team is playing and will be playing, so both the England's national team and Lions team have their fixtures packed. So they are not available to be party to any county game or practice game involving India or India A, England A versus India. Any such game which generally happens on tour is actually practically ruled out because of the packed fixtures the English have at this point. Number two, the English counties, they could have fielded teams, but they are now involved in the Vitality Blast T20 Challenge, which is their local T20 competition, following which they will have the 100, which is their premier competition and has been in the offing and has been planned for several years now. The 100 has to take off. A lot of fanfare, a lot of investment, a lot of planning has gone into the 100, and the counties, which are all playing the Vitality Blast, will subsequently play the 100. So they are also not available to playing India in any form of warm-up game. Number three, and this is perhaps the most important factor. According to the SOPs, the Indian players cannot just have random exposure. The county players are not subject to the kind of biosecure protocols or biobubble protocols that international teams are subjected to. So the county players are not in similar enclosed biosecure bubbles, as we call them now. In the absence of the county players being in biosecure bubbles, we cannot have county games with them, because then it means our players will have random exposure. And if they do have random exposure, it is a problem in these COVID times and you are taking a huge risk. As a result, at this point in time, my sources in the ECB have confirmed that India cannot play either an England Lions or a national team, which is an A side, or any major county team leading into the first test match on 4th of August. What they will do is assemble on the 14th of July and then play two intra-squad games leading into the game in Nottingham on 4th of August. I hope this clarifies the doubts once and for all. Number two, again, it is very, very important that we celebrate the day. 25th of June 1983 is Red Letter Day in Indian cricket, when it all started with Kapil Dev's team winning the World Cup. Now let me tell you a story. Clive Lloyd had said this story to me, that as the West Indians were walking out, and they thought they had done exceedingly well, 183 all out, Jeffrey Dujon and Andy Roberts, two stalwarts of West Indies cricket, weren't looking the most happy. And Clive Lloyd asked them what the matter was. And they said the premonition that they had wasn't great. They thought something bad might just happen. And as it turned out, West Indies were all out for 140 and India won the World Cup in 1983. So maybe they had some kind of premonition that said something miraculous on the part of India was about to happen, something pretty bad on the part of the West Indians was supposed to happen. 3 crowns, 3 world titles in a row did not happen for the West Indies. The same day, our cricketing journey had started in 1932 as well, 25th June, when C.K. Naidu led an Indian team out at Lord's for the first time in India's cricket history. The other news point I want to talk to you about is the World Cup of shooting that is going on in Croatia as we speak. The Indians did not have the greatest medal day, but several Indians made the final. Aishwarya Pratap Singh made the final for the men. and eventually came seventh in the final. In the pistol, Saurabh Chaudhary won India's first medal with a bronze, was leading at the start of the final with 52.9. It was a very good start from Saurabh. Abhishek Verma also made the final. He came fifth. So two finalists there in the men's pistol. In the women's pistol also, we had two finalists in Manu Bhakar and Yashaswini Deswal. Neither of them could win a medal, but what matters is, they are starting to peak, and all of them made the final. So India making 5 Indians, including Saurabh, making the final on day one was pretty good. Today the mixed event, the mixed 10 meters, the event is slotted. We have to see how the Indians perform, because this is a pet event where India is actually famed to win a medal in Tokyo. That's all I have for you on Game Over. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back with you tomorrow.